The president's economic advisors were telling us last year that inflation was going to be temporary. That's not true. Now the president's economic advisors are saying there's not going to be a recession. Are you sure?
Well, let me just say this. We look at a range of data, we assess that data, and we lay it out for ourselves and for the president. But you don't have to take our word on this.
But the president does.
On the question, but we also look at what outside analysts are doing. We look at every type of analysis that you could imagine.
How do you explain the drop in the consumer confidence index today?
Clearly, the impact for typical families of high food prices, high gas prices, and dealing with the impact of inflation is challenging for a number of families across the country.
What exercise is he doing?
I knew that was going to come. I knew, and I should have asked. I mean, look, I think it says a lot to say that he wants to work out. I think it's been reported in the past that he likes to do weights and he likes to do the treadmills. I don't think I'm sharing anything confidential here.
I saw the chief economist of the IMF said that the global outlook had darkened significantly since April, and I think he said that the world was teetering on the edge of a global recession. So if that were to happen, wouldn't the shock waves reverberate, and sort of, even if we're in a stable position right now, wouldn't that sort of affect us as well? And then just to go back to what Peter asked, I mean, I don't want to repeat it, but for some reason, people are very gloomy about the state of the economy. And I wonder if you could just think through why the data you presented, the reassurances you have made are being challenged, from left and right alike.
Look, there's no question that the global economy right now faces a set of very serious historic challenges and real and elevated risks. The challenges that American families are facing and the concerns that they have about the cost of food, the cost of gas.
Advisor, do you think that the president currently is sort of able to fully understand, internalize the fact that I think a recent CNN poll said that 64% of Americans believe the country is already in a recession? That has been enough for him to really understand that?
President Biden deeply understands what it means to be in a family where you're sitting around a kitchen table.
On that breathing room, gas, of course, is down. You guys have been touting that down over the past month, but in other areas, things like food and rent still appear to be climbing. Is it the White House view that inflation has peaked?
So it's our view that inflation is the top economic priority that we need to be focused on as a country.
The strength in the labor market going forward. If there is a picture that shows that the U.S. economy has shrunk over the first half of this year, at a time when inflation is at a 4+ decade high, at a time that the Federal Reserve is increasing interest rates, is it sustainable for there to be a strong, hot labor market in this country going forward?
So we have a strong labor market, and we believe that the goal of our policy is to bring down inflation while maintaining strength in the labor market. That is the goal, and we believe that that is achievable. And
been raising interest rates in chunks in order to try to tame inflation. We're expecting 75 basis points this week. What is the risk of overkill here, that they go too far? And do you think that so-called soft landing is still attainable?
So, as you say, the Fed is operating its course on monetary policy, and this will not surprise you. I will leave that to the province of the Federal Reserve. I think that if we look at where we are in this transition, then certainly we believe that we not only can we move through this transition and get to a place of more stable growth without having to give up those economic benefits.
Concerned you are about reports that U.S. retailers like Walmart, which came out last night, are reporting that inventories are piling up and consumers are foregoing pricier items?
Well, I would say we're seeing a number of, I won't speak to any one individual company, but I think what we're seeing across consumer categories is that consumer spending overall continues to hold up. The composition of that spending is changing. We're seeing less spending on goods, more spending on services, inventories, and discounting. This is also, one of the issues of transitioning that companies across the economy may have ordered on inventory and are now seeking to actually discount prices. That discounting is again part of a process and can mean some good news for the American consumer. But
understanding that the administration doesn't think that it's in a recession or heading towards a recession, is the administration making plans for if things do turn worse that would meet the administration's definition for contingency plans? Is there an escalatory roadmap, for example, of actions that the administration can take? Or is the administration already putting everything it can into it? Or are there more steps that can be taken if things go worse?
So we engage in wide-ranging analysis of data and of scenarios as a matter of our work and our job.
You've spent a lot of time, and the White House has this week, trying to explain why you believe that the U.S. is not definitionally in a recession.